the mercy of Allah. A man commits a sin and turns back to Allah and asks for forgiveness. He says, "O Allah, you are my Lord." So Allah says to the angels, "I have forgiven him, for he knows he has a forgiving Lord." This man goes back and he commits the same sin again, and he returns to Allah and says sincerely, "O Allah, I've done it again." He cries again even more, "O Allah, I don't know what's wrong with me." And he slips, and Allah says, "Look, I have forgiven him."
The man goes back and he commits the same sin again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and he keeps coming back, and Allah smiles upon him and says to the angels, "Look at my slave. He knows he is a sinner, and he knows he has a Lord, and he knows his Lord is forgiving. All my angels bear witness I have forgiven him no matter what he does." Remember this. The only true failure, true destruction, true path to Jahannam is when you listen to Satan. When he tells you are too despicable, you have committed too many sins, don't make dua. When you give in to that, you failed. The battle is not being perfect. The battle is to keep coming back. Return to Allah. Flee back to Allah. Flee back to Allah. That is the battle. The moment you quit going back to Allah and you give in to your sin is the day you've destroyed yourself. So long as you keep going back to Allah, you are going to Jannah, inshallah. There's another hadith of this person that's struggling all his life, sinning again and again. On the day of judgment, Allah calls him forward. The scales are brought in front of him, and his good deed is very little. It's been destroyed by all the sins he kept committing. But he kept coming back to Allah. Allah brought his sin and put it on the scale, and he was ashamed. And another sin, and another sin, and another sin, and another sin, and another sin. This continued for so long. This man thought, surely I am going to hell, I'm destroyed. So Allah took his shahada, his true belief. Allah put it in a good deed scale, and it outweighed all of those sins. Another narration says that he cried to his Lord and said, "O Allah, I am destroyed. Is there any mercy for me today?" And Allah says, "It is by my mercy you're here, and I covered these sins in the dunya, and I covered them today on the day of judgment, and I have forgiven them. Enter my paradise." The day you give in to shaitan and your despair is the day you've destroyed yourself. Never despair. Allah is forgiving and will forgive. This is the end of this episode. Subscribe for more content.